Right, hello everybody. It's been ages since I've posted a clip on this Peaceful Warrior channel. Number of reasons for that. One, kind of felt in some way that it was getting shadowed. People wasn't getting the exposure that I wanted it to, which is probably the way of things when most people are trying to speak their truth genuinely, as opposed to pretending to speak their truth as part of something else, another narrative. But I'm back now, and there's about 3 or 4 clips that I want to do, of which this is just one, where I want to communicate with you what's coming through to me, if you like. This one is what I would call 2 of the most important forgotten gifts that we have, that were or are bestowed upon us by divine, by creation. And they are our ability to apply our attention, our undivided focused attention, and our ability to apply our own thinking. So, undivided attention and applied thinking. Both of these are 2 gifts that were bestowed upon us to allow us to co-create our experience here. So, applied by your own admission, both of these essential ingredients have the potential to allow you to find the genius that dwells within each of us. This is how master craftsmen in any field produce true manifestation. This is the process that will allow you to create or manifest the very best in anything that you're capable of. Some might call that the creation of your own personal masterpiece. And that might be, as it might sound, making something, creating something of physical matter. It might be writing a story, a poem, a book, writing a song. It might be planting a beautiful garden. It could be anything that applies your undivided attention, coming from a passionate place with motivation, and your thinking, not thoughts jam-packed into your head by something else, but your thinking guided by the motivation of getting every little nuance right to what you want to apply your attention to. This is how masterpieces are created. If you look at the geniuses of the Greek philosophy or the Renaissance period, the amazing creations that were manifested at that time, when they were surrounded by like-minded people, living in a thrival state, not in a fight or flight fearful state. And that's the active playground for your consciousness to expand and meet its potential. Well, this has been taken from us. This has been hijacked for a long time. Your attention, undivided, must be applied to mundane tasks, doing something that you would never want to do, that you would never spend your time doing. So, one of the lowest forms of that would be, doing a mundane job that we've all done. I've done so many mundane jobs before I found my niche in life. It's rare that somebody gets to do work that they love to do and then it's not considered mundane or work. It's a passion. But the majority of society are forced into working a job where they have to apply their undivided attention and all their thoughts which incidentally are not their own, in order to get the mundane task right, just in order to get paid, just in order to live, shelter and eat. So thoughts that are not your own, directed by your controllers, must be applied to such mundane tasks and activities just in order to make a living. Thoughts that are not your own, that must be directed with your undivided attention onto the mundane task of your job, just to live and eat. That's why it's like pushing a rock up an hill. Waking up the next morning, it's at the bottom and you've got to do it all over again. And let's say spend your life, and your most of the best years of your life, you know, your most important commodity is your time. You take your undivided attention and focus your entire thinking and thoughts around that mundane task, just like a good little workout. So thoughts that are not your own are directed along with your undivided attention on a mundane task, directed by your controllers just so that you can earn enough money to eat, shelter, feed your family, which of course is becoming more and more intentionally difficult. And that's all as opposed to applying your undivided attention and your thinking, your thoughts, to something that would motivate you, something that you'd be passionate about, something that you would love to do, something that would motivate you forward with drive, focus and attention, from a place of love, from a place of motivation, from a place of passion, from a place of enthusiasm. I've learned that I have the power to define my own personal power. And that power comes from where I focus my attention and my thinking. Now sure, we all have to work, of course, to coexist within this realm. Unfortunately, we have to do mundane jobs. Some are very fortunate and manage to find the niche in life where they get to live effectively, comfortably, by doing something that they love to do. They're very fortunate, but the masses, you know, don't have that luxury. So we have to apply those two most important gifts of attention and our thinking just to shelter and eat. And we are the only living creature on this planet that has to do that. There's something wrong with that. But this isn't the only place that they take your attention and thoughts. Force-fed scripts and narratives are constantly fed to the masses that just simply blindly follow. And these create a bombardment of thoughts that are not productive and are not your own, that take your undivided attention, even out of necessity. So we all have to work, get that. You don't have to have your applied attention and thinking taken outside of that 24/7 constantly, because to do so stifles your ability to be actively conscious in this realm and co-create for yourself as we were intended. Constant fear-mongering and force-fed garbage into your five senses relentlessly. Well, I put it to you that you don't have to allow that. The power of where you apply your intention and your thinking is within you, and it's always been within you, and it's yours and yours alone to use as you choose. It's yours and yours alone to apply your will to. These are the two most forgotten gifts that the divine bestowed upon us, that we can and we must reclaim. To do so is ensoulment. It's part of your soul retrieval. It's part of finding your way back to your authentic self, to what you really are. As I move through this journey, consciously ascending, experiencing what I can only describe as upgrades. Upgrades in my understanding. Downloads of intuitive knowledge that I am reawakening to. I realised that this is the power that allows us to co-create our own experience here within this realm. We don't have power to control events, but we have power how we respond to events with our attention and without thinking. And that's what's been stolen. Control. Once you realise that, you realise that you have a degree of control over how you co-create your experience during these challenging times. Imagine for a minute with enthusiasm that you were extremely motivated to do something, to apply your attention and your thinking with passion to something, regardless of the task. But it's not mundane, it's something that you had a passion to do. So it could be to paint something, to sculpt something, to create something in a physical matter sense. It could be to get things in order in your life. It could be anything at all that you had soulful motivation to do, and then you applied your full attention, undivided attention to, with enthusiasm, with motivation. So I'm not talking something you have to do just to get paid, just to live, just to pay your rent. I'm talking about something that put love in your heart and fire in your belly, that you just wanted no matter what to do, with a passion, and you applied your undivided attention to it. Then imagine how you'd think about every little nuance of getting that just so. So the thoughts applied now are your own, applied to every detail with passion. What do you think the end manifestation of that said task, that said creation, would look like? What do you think it would feel like? If I put it to you, it would be a thing of greatness. So, take back where you apply your attention. Take stock of applying your thinking, your thoughts to it. Food for thought. Peace.